Every year, 100,000 Japanese people evaporate, quote unquote, without leaving a trace. What does that term mean? When someone committed a thought crime, the thought police would catch them. In most cases, there was no trial, no arrest reported. People simply disappeared, always in the middle of the night. Your name was erased from the list. Every trace of anything you had done was erased. Your former existence was unrecognized and forgotten. You were destroyed, annihilated, evaporated was the word they used for it. This is a quote from George Orwell's book, 1984, Big Brother, 1949 edition. A very strange social phenomenon has been occurring in Japan in recent years, and some fear that it may begin to spread in various forms beyond this beautiful city of the East. And if it has not already started to happen, let's see. Johatsu in Japanese means the person who evaporates. Johatsu. Don't think that people actually evaporate. And yet about 100,000 Japanese people disappear every year without a trace. They disappear from their families, from the state, and generally from everyone, as we learned from reports. So what happens to these people who evaporate, quote unquote? Of course, they don't stop living, and that's because the disappearances, which began in the 1990s, happened for a specific reason. These people changed their names, numbers, and places of residence because they lost their jobs, were financially ruined, became depressed, struggled with addiction, or had a failed marriage. In their book, The Vanished, the Evaporated People of Japan in Stories and Photographs, the French Lina Mauger and Stephen Remel record the stories of the people who disappeared. In the total of 5 years, they traveled around the country. At first, they were unable to reach the people who were organizing all these disappearances, but little by little they succeeded. These jobs are done at night. One of the movers, quote unquote, Sho Hattori, explained how he started his job as a regular mover until the day he met a woman who asked him to help her disappear. Since then, he's done the same on many occasions and even wrote a book entitled Nighttime Movers. The two Frenchmen met several of the transporters, quote unquote, these movers, and arrived in neighborhoods where Johatsu take refuge. In these neighborhoods, these people can remain anonymous without revealing their past life to the state or to their relatives. These neighborhoods are usually strongholds of the Yakuza, the Japanese mafia. Jobs there are paid in cash, and asking too many questions does not lead to anything good. Tragedy is not absent from the lives of Johatsu. Some may have disappeared due to debt or unemployment, but there are also those who did so for romantic disappointment, for failing exams, for addictions, and many other things that the Japanese feel ashamed of, while in the Western world they seem much simpler. Their relatives cannot locate them because they cannot access their personal data, and besides, these cases are not considered criminal cases, so they resort to the police. According to the couple's research, since there is no government data, the Johatsu each reach 100,000 every year and take refuge mainly in crowded neighborhoods of the vast city of Tokyo with its 38 million inhabitants. Please leave your comments about this, and thank you for your support. My Patreon account, the daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.